No, seriously, the guy thinks he could do anything. Let him prove it. What do you say, Zach?
A bet?
Yeah. Unless, of course, you're too heartbroken.
Just name the terms.
All right, simple. I'll pick the girl. Then you got 6 weeks to turn her into the prom queen.
So Paul Walker really screwed himself over by picking the already hot girl to be the subject of the bet. This whole prom queen thing, right?
Absolutely. I think he went easy on Freddie Prinze.
Yeah, I mean, all he had to do was see her without glasses, and then it would have been on to the next girl, right?
I actually think the glasses enhanced her beauty. I thought she looked really good with
the glasses. Do it for you, right?
Yeah,
Do it for
definitely.
You? Yeah. He should have picked the wedgie girl. You know, the wedgie picking girl? Because that's that's the type of thing where 6 weeks to prom, till prom.
Yeah.
You can't break that habit in 6 weeks. That's like years of dedication to learn to not pick your own wedgie. Usually you learn it around age 5, 6, but this girl didn't have it.
So anyway, you guys know the drill. This is the Last Row Podcast. My name is Drew. My very good friend Badway joins me over there.
Yo.
How's it going?
Yo.
We want to welcome all new listeners. For those that don't know, this is a show where we watch movies that might not have been loved by the critics, find their silver linings, and fill in the blanks that the movie writers might have left out. If you're looking to get in touch with us, you can find us at our website, thelastrowpodcast.com. Follow us on Twitter at thelastrowpod, facebook.com/thelastrowpod. We're also on Google+. Leave us some comments on the SoundCloud player. And lastly, if you haven't done so already, head on out to iTunes. Give us a 5-star review if you like what we do. We really appreciate it. Thank you to everyone that's already done so.
Stared you down because it's not 5, it's 12 stars.
It's
12-star review,
I had
people.
trouble getting through that, and then I saw your face as I looked up, and you looked really funny.
Staring daggers at you.
I wish I could take a picture of the face that he was just doing.
Because you got those lady glasses on right now. And it's really dreamy. I got to tell you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anyway, movie we did. She's All That. 1999. IMDb, 5.8%. Rotten Tomato, 38%. PG-13. Directed by Robert Iskov?
Yeah.
Iskov?
Iskavy?
And ghostwritten by M. Night Shyamalan.
Are you, what? Are you serious?
She's All That. High school hotshot, Zach
Go
Seiler.
on. Tell me, man. Tell me about this.
Oh, you want to know about M. Night Shyamalan writing this movie?
Notes. I didn't see it.
So you want to know about M. Night Shyamalan writing these notes? All right. So there's a rumor going around the internet, and it's not a rumor. It's a rumor that M. Night started himself. He was doing an interview. He dropped that he used to do some ghostwriting back in the 90s, and this was already after he had been Sixth Sense, Sixth Sense fame and all
His
that.
one-hit wonder, you mean? The one-hit wonder he
give
made?
the guy some credit.
We won't go. That's for another show here.
So he dropped to the interviewer that this is all true on the internet. I mean, it was quoted that he ghost wrote She's All That. And he implied that he wrote the whole thing. And some other guy, like, they take credit. It's like, it's not that the guy stole it, that he just, it's what ghostwriting is. You write it for someone else. So the guy who actually wrote the movie, I think, is Robert Lee Forrester. I think his name is something like that. It's not important.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he gets wind of this like a year later. And then he's like, no, I'm not sure. In his dreams, he wrote this movie. I wrote this movie.
Do you think that if the movie had done better, like more critical acclaim, M. Night Shyamalan would have taken it to his grave? Like, yeah, I absolutely did this.
Yeah, sure.
Like, he would fight it forever.
Like, I wonder if there's contracts to this thing where you can, like, claim credit like that.
Yeah.
But, like, he could easily start a war right now if he wanted to. Yeah, after the fact.
Well, didn't you say then he says he lied, right?
Well, M. Night Shyamalan never clarified anything. But what I think maybe it was taken from that interview was that maybe he wrote parts of it or he rewrote some of it in a ghost scenario.
He dropped an idea or two?
Yeah, he dropped an idea or two, like he was working on the film, but he didn't flat out write the whole thing, and maybe the interviewer took that implication and wrote it as he wrote She's All That.
Yeah.
So...
Well, anyway, I'm sorry to interrupt you there, but that was just a tidbit of information that I needed to know more about, because I didn't see that in the notes.
I thought I could gloss over that.
No, I didn't see that in the notes. You must have slipped that in there, but hit me up with the synopsis.
All right. High school hotshot Zach Seiler is the envy of all of his peers, but his popularity declines sharply when his cheerleader girlfriend, Taylor, leaves him for the sleazy reality television star Barack Hudson.
Barack Obama Hudson.
Desperate to revive his fading reputation, Zach agrees to a seemingly impossible challenge. He has 6 weeks to gain the trust of his nerdy outcast, Lady Boggs, and help her to become the school's next prom queen.
Is he successful? I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
So how does this hold up for you?
I'll tell you, I saw this movie maybe when I was like, I don't know, senior in high school, maybe just after the fact, well after it came out. And I thought it was a good movie. Like, I didn't really think anything of it. I didn't think ridiculous thoughts of it. I just thought, all right, that's a fun movie, whatever. So I watched it again here now for this podcast. It's just laughable. It's absolutely ridiculous on every level. But I still enjoyed it.
You know, as they say, McDonald's,
Yeah.
I'm loving it.
You're loving it?
I loved
Yeah.
this movie. And I got to tell you, we should mention this is our Valentine's Day special. Badway and I decided to watch a romantic movie together, even though we watched it in separate places.
Yes.
But this was our romantic evening watching this, enjoying it. I was loving it. I was loving it.
Yeah, I mean, but I guess the point is I never thought of it as a ridiculous movie when I first watched it, maybe in my younger days.
I guess because it's the 90s, right?
Yeah.
Everything's ridiculous in the 90s.
But in this case, it's just, this whole movie is completely laughable, but it doesn't get any better than this. I had to text you in the middle of watching this movie before I was finished it. I got to tell you, I love this movie right now.
I thought you
had
were
to
finished,
let you know.
actually.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
No, I had to pause the movie just to let you know. So,
but this movie was in 98, right? So
yes.
How do you think it personifies the 90s? Like, do you think it was very 90s? Like, I thought it was.
Yeah, well, you had very easy throwbacks like the pager, which, if you remember from our high school, a lot of pagers being thrown
Wearing
around.
it on your hat.
Yeah, we were very on the edge of the pager / cell phone era of technology back in our day. But this thing was strictly pagers, cars, vanity plates. You got the hacky sack going. You got the backpacks with like your one strap in it.
Yeah.
It's like the 21 Jump Street joke. You one strapping, or you two
definitely.
strapping.
Yeah.
A lot of one strapping going on, and obviously all the fashion that goes with it. A lot of cheesy polos going on.
Yeah.
You know, the girls are wearing these 2-piece outfits that are like looks like Lisa Turtle would wear them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Or Jesse Spano.
Yeah.
The Jesse Spano jeans.
Right.
I noticed that the shorts that are now hot now
Yes.
were hot back then too. That I guess I didn't realize. Like, I
They
always
went
thought
circle.
it was like 92 with Kelly Kapowski. That now all the girls are wearing it.
Yes.
Which I'm just not digging those
The
shorts.
high waist shorts. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Not-
like mom jeans to me.
Yeah. Right.
So
Not hot.
not hot at all.
I'm no fashion guru, but
Yes,
I'm
you
hot.
are. Yes, you are. So, and Usher was in this too.
Speaking of 90s, Usher is in this.
Now,
right?
I have an interesting thought when I was watching this.
Oh yeah.
I watched this with our good friend Jeremy and Katie, and as I was watching this, I noticed that Usher must have filmed this movie in like 2 hours.
Oh yeah.
They signed him up. Like, after a while, I started thinking, was this an MTV film? Because of all the MTV stuff in here.
Right.
Now, do you think that Usher was in this movie beforehand, or they decided, hey, we need to take this up a notch. Let's get Usher. Let's get someone
because
in here who's 90s.
He was never interacting with the cast.
Never.
He's the school DJ, first of all. And I want to know is Usher a part of this school? Is he a student, or is that his job to be the DJ at this high school?
He looked pretty young, so he looked like a student, but Usher has a baby face, right? I mean, not to be confused with baby face.
Right, yeah. I think he was about the same age as all these actors here. I think he was like 20 maybe back in 99. And that basically 97 to 99 was when Usher blew up to the world. You know, he had the My Way album, You Make Me Wanna, the whole 9 yards. That's when he was hot.
All the hits.
Yeah. So I agree with your theory of they kind of planted it. It was an after the fact. Usher's hot right now. We need another celebrity in this movie. Let's throw Usher in there.
And when we watched this, I noticed even at the end when he was in the prom scene, which we'll get to towards the end of the show, they didn't zoom in on him, and they kept showing Usher against like this flat background. Like, they put him in there, and he was just in a studio. He did all the DJ scenes in basically an hour.
Right.
And then the next time, okay, let's film this other thing. He just put a different outfit on.
And another clue is there was a house party.
Yeah.
Towards the middle of the movie.
A pretty lame house party.
Pretty lame house party. And there's a DJ there, but it wasn't Usher, which leads me to believe your theory even more, that he wasn't there. He wasn't there for filming, so they couldn't use him as the DJ. Why wouldn't he DJ this party?
Yeah.
If he's the DJ of the school and he's the DJ of the prom.
He's like the official DJ of whatever, of Beach State, whatever the hell this high school is called.
Right.
So I don't know. I think that he's probably a full-time student that just skips class and does DJing.
Yeah.
Maybe he's got some pirate radio station that he's not actually in the school.
Yeah.
It's something off the side, like he's skipping school, just doing this radio station on the side.
It's not a KKTY Bayside thing.
No. No bopper building.
It's not sanctioned.
No, not Big Richie, Big Bopper, you know.
Right.
But let's talk about high school in California.
Speaking of.
Because you brought up a lot of good points to me before we started this show. We were talking about California, speaking of Bayside.
Yeah.
You know, and high schools in California.
Yep.
They're kind of all the same.
Right.
Is that by Hollywood standards?
Yeah, they're like these dream palaces. Like, we're in Pennsylvania here. We're in Eastern Pennsylvania. We had a big high school, but we also had, 2,000 students
You know what?
crammed into this
Our
building.
high school was famous for? The most soda machines in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's a fact of our high school.
Right, but all these places, they have quads, they have this,
Yeah.
that, the other thing. We were lucky if we had a little half of a quad.
We had a
going on.
pool with an inch of hair gel on the top of it.
Indoor pool, mind you.
Indoor pool.
Yeah. So yeah, all these dream high schools like Clueless, Saved by the Bell, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and there's countless others that I can't think of off the top of my head right now that are just like, is this the way high school was in California?
They're never in class.
Right?
They're always hanging out in the quad.
Smoking cigarettes out by the parking lot.
In the sun.
Yeah. Just hanging out, having a great time, walking distance of the beach. Is that the way? Should we have told our parents to move us to California?
Probably. I'm regretting not
Or is
moving
this a
there
fantasy?
right now.
Please, anybody, if you're in California and you went to high school in California, please email us in and let us know if this is a reality
Is this
or not.
like your high school?
Yeah.
Did you go to a high school like this?
Is your prom king and queen vote so important that you just don't even go to class? Is that what we do?
It reminds me of the Boy Meets World episode where they go to look at colleges and Eric winds up going to Beach State.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, we don't go to class. We just hang out on the beach all day.
That seems what it's like.
So anyway, another observation that we kind of touched on in the intro is that she actually is all that.
Oh my God.
And she was all that before she became all that.
I told you the opening credits, they showed her face. I'm like, that's a very attractive woman.
Did you fall in love?
I fell in love with her. Oh, because she's got overalls on and some glasses and her hair's tied up and weird.
Listen,
She's beautiful.
if they wanted to make her this hideous creature,
Yeah.
Hollywood special effects could have stepped in here.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, this movie had a budget.
Yeah, it did.
And, you know, you could get that kind of stuff at the Halloween store. You could make her look like something that could need a little work.
Put a wart on her a little bit.
Yeah, get her face messed up, give her some like ratty hair. Like they gave her a wig. It looked like a wig, but it was a beautiful wig.
Her hair looked fine to me.
It looked like $1 million.
Yeah.
She had some glasses on, but the truth is, the glasses made her look just as good.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it's because those types of glasses are in right now.
It could be part of it.
And it's like when you go back and watch Apollo 13 and everybody's wearing those glasses and the skinny ties. Like,
Yeah.
if you watch that in 90 whatever when it came out, it looks so dated. Now it looks like, did they film this yesterday? Because that's what everybody's wearing.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like all cycles,
Yeah.
cycles of style.
Yeah, and maybe it's this California high school thing. It's like, it's the type of place where people call you four eyes for wearing glasses. Like, it's some negative thing to have to wear glasses. I don't know.
Yeah, Paul Walker would call it 4 eyes.
Yeah, four eyes.
You know that.
Yeah, Dean doesn't like glasses.
Dean.
Anyway, speaking of Dean and Freddie Prinze Jr. and Paul Walker, can we talk about the age of these actors for a minute, please? Playing high schoolers.
This is like a Breckin Meyer situation here where you've got 55-year-old Breckin Meyer playing like a 17-year-old student.
It's not as bad as it used to be. Like, not as bad as it could have been, I should say.
Yeah.
Because some of these guys, like, let's go down the list. We got Freddie at 23. We got Paul Walker playing a high schooler at 25.
He was a grown-ass man.
He looked
Let's be
30.
serious. He
looked
like
30.
a wrestler.
Yeah. I've been in locker rooms. Nobody had a body like
Nobody had
a body like the late
out.
Paul Walker, all right?
Yeah. Especially when he was greased up wrestling Freddie Prinze Jr. in the locker room.
Yeah.
You know?
Matthew Lillard was like a young adult in this movie. He's 29.
What is he, like 65 right now?
He's
pretty
29
old.
going on 49 in that movie, I swear. Rachel Lee Cook was only 18, so that's excusable.
I believe that.
Yeah.
She looked younger. She looked like the youngest, most believable person.
And I don't know her name. The actress that played Taylor, the ex-girlfriend of Freddie Prinze Jr., was only 21. So
I won't say the word that I listed her on as the note.
well, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. She's permanent bitch face.
Yeah. She has the Katherine Heigl.
She's got PBF. Yeah, she's got the Katherine Heigl thing going on.
She's definitely got Katherine Heigl going on.
So
she was 21, you said?
yeah, she was 21.
But it is a thing, like actors in movies, and maybe it's just at that age you haven't developed the acting chops yet. There's not a lot of Jennifer Lawrence's out there. There's not a lot of what's her name? Not Dakota Fanning. The other one, Chloe Grace.
Yeah, I think that's her.
From Kick-Ass.
Yeah.
You know, there's not a lot of people that are young actresses that are really good.
It's hard to get. Yeah, it's hard to get these teenagers to play these roles, especially if you're a minor. I guess you got to deal with labor law, stuff like that. So, what I want to know is how old is too old to play a high schooler? Like, I'm thinking back to, like you said, Breckin Meyer.
How old is Breckin Meyer
Breckin
right
Meyer
now?
in Road Trip when he was playing a college student, he was 57 years old. Like,
He really was like 57.
and Tom Green was also Tom Green was in that
He
movie
was like
too.
50.
Yeah,
These guys are like so old.
yeah. Stifler was in it. Sean William Scott. It's like you can't. It's like, how old are you? Like,
I
how
mean,
old is
they
too
were,
old?
They were in college, so that's
I don't
more
care.
acceptable.
Maximum 22. They were all over 30.
Yeah.
all way over 30.
Yeah.
They weren't adult learners. All right.
I'm gonna say 25 is like you're Paul Walker. You're hitting the limit.
Paul
Like,
Walker's cutting it.
he looked like he was roiding, man.
He's an
like,
old 25 too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
a terrible 25 too.
And then, but I guess
R.I.P. by the way.
rest in peace, Paul Walker. We all love him from Fast and Furious fame. So I guess one of the points is you have to have. It's hard to get good actors that are also young. But do we have good actors in this movie, Drew?
I'm gonna go ahead and say no.
Hell no.
Absolutely not.
Which leads me to this question: who's the best actor in this movie? Not career. Who did the best acting job in this movie?
Like acting in this movie.
In this particular movie, because it's a hard question. Because the answer might be no one. So,
I've got the answer for you, and you probably can't guess who I'm going to say right now because he's somebody that you don't really think of when you think of this movie.
Okay,
I'm going to say Dr. Poole himself.
Dr. Poole,
the Dr. Poole man, the Poole man, Kevin Pollak or whatever his name is,
the father of ugly Lady Boggs.
Yeah,
okay,
like hot ugly Laney Boggs.
Yes, Dr. Boggs.
Dr. Boggs. The PhD in poolology.
So the ugly girl's father did the best acting job, which is Kevin Pollak.
Kevin Pollak, I believe that's his name. He
right.
is Arnold Schwarzenegger's sidekick in End of Days.
Yeah,
if anyone's
he's done a lot of other things that are probably well more prominent than that, but that's all that we remember.
I'm going to apologize already for laughing into the mic because I'm giggly today.
Just don't do the fart laugh.
No.
I don't know.
He's the best to me.
I'm gonna go off list too because it's definitely not Paul Walker and it's certainly not Freddie Prinze Jr., who we've had issues with in the past.
Oh my God! Did he wear his shoes in this movie?
Yeah,
that's the question.
Did he heightened?
Did they make him take his shoes off when he was standing next to Laney Boggs? I don't know.
Yeah. So Rachel Lee Cook, possibly the best of the main characters in the acting job. Although I thought she was very wooded, and in other movies she's even more wooded. She's like a piece of plywood out there. I'm gonna go with Kieran Culkin.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
The younger brother of Lady Boggs, ugly Lady Boggs, hot ugly, and
ugly.
He wore if you remember, he wore the earpieces.
I want to ask you about
the
that,
hearing
okay?
aids.
Because when we were watching that, we looked it up. There's no rhyme or reason for why he's wearing these hearing aids. He doesn't wear them in real life.
Right. That's what I thought. My first feeling was, does he wear them in real life? Why is he wearing them?
They didn't make you have any type of a reason why he had it in.
He's just wearing hearing aids, and he can hear perfectly fine. I mean, he doesn't say anything in the movie that makes you think that he has bad hearing. He's just wearing these hearing aids in this movie.
Do you think why did they do that?
Is there a deleted scene that maybe we just don't know about?
We got to check. We got to dig deep on the internet.
We should have rented the DVD
to find
if we
this
would have went
out.
to Blockbuster if it still existed. We
What?
could have rented the DVD and there were bonus features maybe.
Blockbuster owned and operated by Randy Marsh, the only one in existence. We got to go Colorado for that.
But no, the answer is Kieran Culkin. That's the correct answer.
I'm with you. I'm still going with Dr. Poole, PhD himself. So
we got all these characters in here, and it's all very cliche. Now, one of my favorite spoof movies of all time, and I think you'll agree with me, was Not Another Teen Movie.
It is the spoof.
It came out a little bit after this movie, maybe 3 or 4 years after.
I think it's the best spoof movie out there.
So that movie is pretty much based on this movie, She's All That. It has its main plot, and a lot of its sight gags are all related to this movie.
Yeah, the side things are from other stuff, but the main plot is this.
And I really recommend you check that out if you have any. First of all, if you like sex comedies, teen sexy comedies from the 90s,
American Pie.
This skewers them in all the right ways, and this movie in particular, it does it really well. You got your token black guy as the friend, as the best friend.
Sure.
So he's just there. And he's saying
it's the guy from Psych, right? Who's on USA Psych.
He's saying very stereotypical Hollywood's version of what the black friend would say. You got your platonic friend to the ugly Lady Boggs, who is also who now is
it's Fulton Reed from Mighty Ducks, who gained a little bit of weight.
Yeah,
stopped playing hockey. Maybe had a knee injury.
It was like 7 years later. It's like shit hits the fan.
He hung
sometimes.
up the skates.
Yeah,
moved to California.
Yeah. So you got a sports scene in there. They had a very unnecessary volleyball scene. It's just for fun.
Well, and then also they played the soccer game too, which I thought that they were football players.
Yeah,
just because that's what Hollywood has trained us to believe. But they were all-star soccer guys.
Well, it's kind of like American Pie.
Yeah,
or American Pie, it was lacrosse. Like who expected lacrosse?
Yeah,
right?
I would have expected football.
So all the popular kids in this movie are soccer players. You got the ugly girl who's trying to fit in, and she tells herself, I told them I would never let them see me cry. That's like a quote that's in every single one of these movies.
16 Candles. Yeah.
Don't let him see you cry. She let him see you cry. You got choreographed prom dancing.
Yeah.
And these are all things that are touched, and this is touched very, very well in this Not Another Teen Movie spoof. You got some professional dancers out there in prom. How realistic is this? At
Not
prom,
very.
what was the dancing like at prom?
It's like grinding, like MTV's The Grind. That's all I can tell you. I mean, I not like that.
Yeah.
Do you think other schools tried to do that?
You got to keep some space in the middle for the Holy Ghost, Drew.
Yeah.
You have to.
You had like the teachers coming in with a piece of paper, like, oh, no, leave some space. Get it, back off a little bit.
Right.
You know, you're too close.
They're doing some really, really freaking technical shit.
Listen,
part of my language.
I don't think that anyone in our high school was capable of, other than the step team.
No.
If the step team got involved, they could do that.
Yeah, of course. But that's something that they can choreograph on their own time. We're talking the whole school right here is doing some thriller shit. You know, they're all in unison.
Rockefeller Skank.
Yeah. And also you got the main character who's very smart, very popular, but very smart, but he can't get his dad's approval.
Accepted to every school.
He's accepted to every school, but like he doesn't know what to do with his life.
Boo-hoo, my life sucks.
And what do I do with my life?
I'm so successful that I don't know how to move on.
It's like they tried to check mark every single cliche. Because this is the end of the 90s, too. So they took everything, they jammed it in this movie. Not tongue-in-cheek, mind you, very seriously.
No, and I think those are great observations.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the main thing that this movie is built upon, okay? Let's talk about the bet.
Screw you, Zach! You know, for 4 years I've watched you fool people into thinking you're some sort of god in this place. Well, guess what? This is one contest you're gonna lose. You're going down, asshole.
Dean, I want to call him Dean Portman, but it's not.
I kept saying Dean Portman, too.
What is his last name?
Dean Sampson.
Dean Sampson,
You're way
not
off.
Dean Portman.
Way off.
You know, the
Samsonite.
Bash brother. We got one half of the Bash brothers in this movie. Dean Portman, Paul Walker, messes up. And he dares, after Taylor Vaughan breaks up with,
long story short, Freddie Prinze Jr., at the very beginning of the movie, Freddie Prinze Jr.'s girlfriend breaks up with him. They're the most popular boy and girl at school. They break up. And Freddie Prinze Jr. is like saying, I could get any girl in the school. Doesn't matter, right? So what happens?
They bet him to basically say, I'm going to give you 6 weeks to turn whatever girl he picks into the prom queen.
The terms are basically the opening scene, the opening of our show.
He says, basically, I can do it. But the point is not the bet. I mean, that's what the movie's about. But what I want to ask you is, this leads me to a bigger philosophical question.
Okay.
And the philosophical question is Freddie Prinze Jr. an asshole in this movie?
I took it away as no.
Like he was maybe, don't drop the ball, Freddie. Like whatever he was saying in the art presentation.
Yeah, we showed a piece of himself. Yeah.
Because what I want to say is, Dean seems like a complete jerk. And he seems like the stereotypical jock, like, just want to get laid.
Yeah, he's the asshole friend.
Yeah.
That's very cliche.
Freddie Prinze Jr. is trying to fill this persona that he thinks he has to live up to, maybe, for being the star athlete.
See, my theory was that it was early in high school. He started dating the most popular girl at school, who, for all lack of a better word, she's a bitch.
Yeah,
she's a terrible person.
She's
wasn't
mean.
Even
no ugly personality, ugly looks.
She's okay. So I feel like he dated her maybe to gain popularity, and then by being associated with her, turned him into this popular jock-like character, and maybe it rubs off a little bit. But deep down, I think he's a nice guy, and I think it shows later on in the movie.
He's the class president. As we find out later, he's got the 4th highest GPA in his class, which I never would have expected.
So he's not the dumb, popular, mean guy. He actually has a brain.
Yeah.
He can think for himself. He's
I
very
would have
successful.
expected that.
He's very hardworking, obviously.
Yeah. He's the star athlete. Now, let me ask you something.
Yes.
Do you think that I could acquire the Mr. Prez license plate on thegoldencloset.com? Do you think I could get his Letterman jacket on thegoldencloset.com?
I would hope so. I would probably go for the plate over the jacket, just on price.
What would you rather have? How much do you think that would cost on the Golden Closet?
Let's see. The license plate, everything's a wee bit overpriced, and for good reason.
Well, because it's collector's
it's classic
items.
Memorabilia.
Yeah.
So if I'm trying to save some money, I'm going to go with the license plate because you're going to frame either one. I don't think you could put the license plate on your car.
Well, in PA, we don't use front plates. Could you put that on as a
No, because it's a
plate?
Cali plate. You can't do that.
Would you get arrested?
Yeah, I think it's illegal. So I'm going to go with the plate, and I'm going to hang it in my basement. But if I had a basement. Apartment living here. The jacket's way too expensive for my taste. I feel like the jacket would go for a good 800 plus. What I want is... I'm going to go for lower market items. Can I get the hacky sack?
Yeah, you definitely could get that.
Yeah.
I'd say that's like $250.
Yeah. Can I get Lady Bog's wig?
That's is that borderline creepy?
Before they quote cut her hair?
That's borderline creep.
Yeah.
But I bet that's like maybe that's $300 just because it's
Yeah.
like she's beautiful and it's like a nice wig.
I feel like some creep would buy that up and like sniff it, you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like
So gross.
Rachel Lee
Yeah.
Cook wore this on her hair.
Or think outside the box. Can I get her little brother's fake hearing aids? Can I have those
I don't know if they put that
for like
on
$20
there.
a piece? $20
Do they-
per ear?
Do they work?
They got to be props. $20 an ear. Can I have those for $20 plus
Well, anyway,
shipping?
We'll have to check it out. You know, I'm dying to get them on here. We got to get them on.
Anything
here
else for you?
sometime.
Is there anything else? Any requests for you?
Maybe the Pool Man truck, the Doctor,
The Dr. Pool truck.
the
See,
Doctor Pool
see,
truck.
I would pay for that because if it's still in working condition,
Get rid of your car. You know,
Yeah.
drive the Doctor Pool truck.
do the
around.
pool supplies come with it?
Yeah, in the back.
I'll pay $20,000 for that.
You could use it in the
Yeah.
summer. Drive it
if
around.
I can finance it.
So, what I do want to ask you though, does he really have it that bad? He
No.
seems down on his luck, like, woe is me, my life sucks. My dad's riding my ass, just wants me to go to Dartmouth.
Can I run off the schools that he has been accepted to?
Yes,
not
please.
applied.
Please do.
Accepted to.
Please do.
His father's alma mater, Dartmouth,
Great school.
Harvard,
Amazing school.
Yale,
Amazing school.
Stanford.
Great school. In California too.
Yeah. NYU.
Oh my God.
5 very prestigious schools.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how bad do you feel for this guy?
A negative.
Yeah. He does he not carry it around like woe is me? Like my life's so hard, my dad's riding my ass, wants me to be him. In the little interaction that I've seen with him and his dad seems like a nice guy.
Right.
Like what did he say? Like, you know, did you get any of your things back?
Yeah. He
Did
just
you
wants
get any
to
of
know.
your like he went into the mailbox.
Yes,
There's
yeah.
a scene where he's looking at the mailbox and he's like, "Hey, did you get any of your college acceptance letters?"
Yeah.
What does he tell him?
Yeah. He goes, no, I didn't get them yet. I'm sure I'll get them by Friday. And at the end of the movie, we come to find out that a lot of these acceptance letters have been expired.
It's like May.
He waited so long that like, and his dad's mad at him, and rightly so.
Well, you know what? You know what? This is funny. Like they go upstairs and he goes up into his room and he pulls out like every envelope ever, and it's like he's avoiding looking at it. Okay, now like you have this acceptance letter. It's like a ticking time bomb. Like you got to do something with that.
Right.
This brings me back to a story. Okay, we have a very good friend. I'm not going to name him.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is one of my favorite stories of all time. But when our friend was young, I don't know how old he was. We'll have to ask him. I think he was like what 5 or
Maybe
something.
5 or 6.
Living in his house.
Yeah.
Like to play with matches. Okay, like to play with matches. And as he
Little
told the
pyro.
story,
Yeah.
as he told the story, I think he was messing around with matches or lighter or something. He was
Yeah.
playing around with the lighter,
It
some
fascinates
fire, and he winds up like lighting something on fire in his closet. Like the closet starts going up in flames. This is a true story, by the way. We
Yeah.
can get him on the show sometime.
Yeah, he's a
We'll tell
mutual
him.
friend of ours.
Mutual
Yeah.
friend, very good friend. And what does he do?
He lights his closet on fire, something in his closet, and he gets scared. What does he do? He shuts the door and goes to bed. That's what Freddie Prinze Jr. did in this movie.
He lit the thing on fire and closed the door.
Yeah, like he got accepted to these colleges, and instead of doing anything about it, he just put them in a drawer.
It's
Scared.
First off, I can't blame the kid for doing this. By the way, the child that had done
For
this.
closing the door, the house burns down.
It's fire.
I can blame him.
No, it's fire. But you know what? He was scared. He didn't know what to do. Got
Yeah.
a talking to by the fireman. When
And
he
by the
came.
way, yeah, the house did not burn
It
down.
did not burn down. Nothing happened.
The parents
They were
found
able to
out,
save
and
it.
they were able to put it
And
out.
one of my favorite stories. I want to thank him for letting us tell that
Yeah.
story on the air because I thought that was the perfect analogy of him ignoring the college acceptance letters because there is a deadline for them.
Right.
And his dad's like, you can't ignore those. They're going to expire. Like, what the hell?
So to recap, on a scale of 1 to 10, you're asking me how bad I feel for this
Yeah,
kid.
how bad do you feel?
How bad do I feel? You. That's how I feel. All right, kid. All right, dude. You.
Life's so hard. Life's so hard. Anyway, do you think there's an audience of people that tried this bet on people? Now that we're back to the bet,
Absolutely.
right? So after this movie came out, where people were like, yo, I bet I can do it. I bet I can do this in real
maybe
life.
it's not prom king or queen or something like that, but I'm sure there was this short list of very messed up high schoolers that were like, you know what? Let's go take that ugly kid and pretend that we're friends with him, and we'll try to get him popular, and then we'll pants him when at the party or something like that. I'm sure that happened. I'm 100% guaranteed that this happened somewhere along the lines.
There's a lot of movies out here at this time that seem to be playing off of the Pygmalion story, right? Like
Right.
if you've seen Boy Meets World, they do it too.
Right.
The episode was called Pygmalion. They read the book.
Yeah.
What other movies are like? You have a whole list, don't you?
Well, one thing that came to mind, it's not exactly the same, but it's Drive Me Crazy.
With Vinny Chase.
With Vinny Chase, Adrian Rader.
It was Vinny Chase's first movie before we did Queens Boulevard.
Yeah, Vinny Chase from Entourage and Clarissa from Clarissa Explains It All, Melissa Joan Hart. So really, I guess for lack of a Vinny Chase, Adrian Grenier, I guess he was kind of an outcast, kind of a social, he just did his own thing, and he was fine with it. He had his group of friends. Melissa Joan Hart was very popular, and they were neighbors, right?
Yeah.
Their parents were, they were both single. They had single parents. One had a mother, one had a father. And I guess they had this agreement where they would pretend to date. So Adrian's Vinny Chase's character would get popularity, and this girl would score jealousy points with her ex-boyfriend. And they go through like the social experiment of high school, kind of like what we do here in this movie. And she's all that.
She takes him to the Gap.
Yeah,
gets him a new wardrobe.
Yeah, gets him a new wardrobe. Takes him to the basketball game where all the cool kids are, and this and that. And he has trouble fitting in, but it's kind of like, can this kid become popular by association? It's that kind of thing. So I felt that movie was very similar to this. I don't know if you remember in that movie that, so they at the end of the movie they become an item. Yeah. Because they kind of like have been harboring feelings for each other. They've been neighbors like their whole lives or something. And then also their parents also hook up as well. So the mother and the father.
So can you still date if that's
what not to go off track a little bit here, but can you do that?
So hold on, they're in love and then the parents hook up at the end.
Yeah. So at the end of the movie, the kids fall for each other. The Adrian and Clarissa. Right. But they also have single parents. One is a mother, one is a father. Yeah. Come to find out that they're hooking up as well. Oh, is that acceptable socially?
No, see, here's how I feel about it. Because now I don't know the social rules of this. I don't know if it's legal or illegal.
Well, it's certainly not incest. It's not blood at all.
Well, no, but the fact is that they were falling in love in high school. Like, they can't help what their parents did, right? I mean, they're allowed to be together. They're not married.
Yeah, but it depends on what. I feel like it's dibs. It's a dibs situation. So whatever comes first.
If the dad calls dibs on the mom first,
then you cannot date the two
That's not
kids.
Fair.
Cannot date. Hey, life ain't fair, Sonny.
No,
right?
I believe that they should. Right. It's like the Brady Bunch, I guess. Yeah. That was weirder because they were younger. Yeah, but like these people were of age.
No,
you know
but
I mean?
But if Clarissa and Vinny Chase were dating first, the mom and dad can't be together for sake of the kids. That's bad parenting.
I'm gonna go with they can both date.
You want
maybe that's weird.
So you can have a double wedding? Isn't that weird?
No, they're not. Who said they're gonna get married?
Oh, hey there, nice to meet you guys. This is my sister-in-law / wife.
They're in high school, so who knows? They're gonna have a little summer fling, and then they're gonna break up when they go to college.
I'm assuming all of these romances and all these movies they end up getting married because I'm a hopeless romantic. So that's how I feel.
Mean Girls 2 is on your list?
Mean Girls is the inverse of this movie, where Lindsay Lohan, she tries to infiltrate the cool kids in order to make one really mean popular girl unpopular by taking her down a peg, making her overweight, exposing her for being mean, blah, 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 blah. It's like the opposite of this movie. And lastly, you know more about this movie than I do. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Oh, with the Joker.
Yeah,
the
Joker.
Or I mean, the
Joker.
What's her name? I can't even remember her name.
Yeah, who cares?
The blonde hair.
Save the Last Dance girl.
Yeah,
right?
I can't remember. Whatever. She falls in love with the Joker. The Joker decides that he's gonna.
I can't get over you call this guy the Joker.
So basically,
Heath Ledger.
Basically, no. So basically, in the movie, I think Joseph Gordon-Levitt is like the young kid. Yeah. And he falls in love with this girl, what's her name? Alex Mack from The Real Adventures of Alex Mack in the 90s.
That's 10 Things I Hate About You. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Oh. Same movie, whatever. Let's mash them.
I don't know. Anyway.
That's all right, so we're talking about 10 Things I Hate About You.
Sorry.
That's cool.
So anyway, Matthew McConaughey. I'm sorry. Matthew McConaughey is this guy who works at an ad agency.
I want to know more about 10 Things I Hate About You.
We totally
cares about
we screwed that up. But anyway, whatever. Yeah. Anyway, so what's her name from Save the Last Dance?
I want to know what the Joker did.
She falls in love. Like Alex Mack. This is ridiculous, by the way. Yeah. But anyway, whatever. Sorry, everybody. So anyway, Alex Mack can't date anybody. Joseph Gordon-Levitt loves her. Yeah. Can't date anybody in the movie. So he's got to help. He's got to get somebody's help. Yeah. So the Joker is at all the games, and he's sitting on the sidelines, and he gets the Joker to fall in love.
And it's a good thing that he's dead just because if he heard you call him the Joker, man, he'd be all.
It's his best role.
He'd
Come
be banging
on, man.
down your door right now.
I love him.
Rest in peace, Heath
He's
Ledger.
actually one
his
of my
best role.
Yeah, come on, the Joker.
Brokeback Mountain. Anybody?
Get out of here. The Joker. Come on, man. He was amazing as the Joker.
All right.
Anyway, he falls in love. Whatever. It doesn't matter. That's a different movie. But that's another movie that is like that. So anyway, moving on.
Moving on.
One of our favorite pieces of reality television
culture,
show,
if you
pop
will.
culture, is this guy in this movie. Let's just call him Brock Hudson.
Brock Hudson? What kind of a name is that?
Brock Hudson, played by Matthew Lillard, reality TV superstar, quote unquote, MTV era, 90s. This is the guy that stole Freddie Prinze's girl, who, by the way, total creep.
Oh my God. Yeah.
29-year-old man. I don't know what he's playing in this movie, but he was almost 30.
He had to be.
Stealing the high school girl who's out on spring break at the spring break dance show.
The grind.
I want to hit on this for a second. MTV was a much more fun place back in the 90s.
Back before Jersey Shore.
Yeah. So what they would do is they would take all their shows and just take them to Seaside Heights, right?
For the summer.
Yeah. So a half-hour show would just be called Spring Break, and it would just be music played while we watch people in bathing suits dance.
Is that fun for you to watch that?
It's
Do you
a little,
like watching that?
Yeah, it's a little sad.
So why do they put that on TV for the creeps, like to watch TV and be like, oh
Yeah.
man, that girl's hot in that bikini?
Those shows are for the 60-year-old men
to creep on
to
spring
creep
break
on the 20-year-old
because they
girls.
can't go in person.
Yes.
So they're just gonna flip on MTV.
Yeah.
It's like
they're
Girls
not
Gone
going to
Wild.
commit full on to porn. So what they're going to
Yeah.
do is they're going to watch the young girls dance in bikinis on MTV Spring Break.
Yeah.
And they would have like the karaoke show, and Carson Daly would be there looking like he's having the worst time of his life because these kids are all insane.
How bad did he want to get the hell out of there?
Oh my God.
How bad did he want to get the hell out of there?
It was fun for a week, I bet. And then
he's just like, get me out of here.
Right. So this guy, Brock Hudson, he got his claim to fame on the show being on The Real World. We all love The Real World. What kind of real world character was this guy? What kind of personality was he?
I'm going to give you, so if anyone grew up watching The Real World, if you've seen probably actually season 2, or was it season 1? This guy named Puck.
Yeah. It
He
was
reminds me,
Season 3.
yeah. His name's Puck. This disgusting, just try to gross you out guy.
Snot rockets.
Just farting in your face,
Yeah.
in your mouth. Probably farts in your mouth. You know, you go to like take a breath of air and
Yeah.
he just comes up and jumps in your face and farts in your face.
Kept making fun of the guy who had AIDS, which was really sad and terrible.
Yeah, which is terrible.
Yeah.
So it's like, this guy is the worst castmate ever.
Yeah. So and what I really liked about this movie is that they showed like little scenes of like the show that he was in. Like they showed him watching himself on TV, which I also thought was pretty funny.
Had a tattoo of himself on his arm.
So they showed a couple like in real world shots of what kind of character he was like, which I thought was a nice touch.
Perfectly casted Matthew Lillard.
Yeah.
I thought he did actually, maybe he's the best actor.
Maybe
did a great job.
The thing is, Matthew Lillard doesn't get credit for who he is. Like he plays like the dumb side character pretty well in a lot of movies that he's in.
But the point that I think that is interesting about this is Taylor Vaughan leaves Freddie Prinze Jr. For this movie star type guy, right?
Yeah.
Or right.
Right.
No, wrong. Because this guy is a effing loser, is what this guy is, okay? He's the worst castmate. Freddie Prinze Jr. says, what, the dyslexic volleyball guy that got kicked out of the house? He's like not even a good real world person. He gets his ass kicked off.
She's a total camera whore, right? That's what you call like in the real world, like
fame chaser.
So it was shameful to admit this. Drew and I watched pretty much every single season of this show from '92 on to current times.
Sure.
So but then you see these type of women that come in and they have sex with one of the guys
on
the show because they're on camera.
The guys do it too. They're chasing the girls too.
Yeah, they see the camera. You're a camera banger, is what you are really.
That's really the perfect way to describe it. But that's what this girl is. Yeah. And this guy's a loser. Like he's not even good. He thinks he's awesome.
He's goofy. So like I said, I really love the fact that he watched himself. Like there was a scene where he's in bed with Taylor and like she's trying to like get down to business, get with him. And he's like, no, babe, get off me. Watch, here's my best scene coming up. And it's him arguing with this African guy. It's something that I wonder about myself. If I were on that show, I'll pose this to you. If you were on that show, if you were on The Real World, Drew, would you watch yourself?
I don't know if I would because
Isn't that frightening?
I feel like I'd be too embarrassed to see how they would cut it.
Yeah.
But maybe you need to see it to know how they're going to cut it. So
see if they screwed you over, right?
You got a bad cut, as they would say.
Right.
Oh, we got a really bad cut. It's like, no, you're just an asshole. Like, and I think that he's just a jerk.
Yeah. So they mentioned that they kicked him out of the house in the movie. What do you think he did? Like, what was the last straw?
Well, if they showed him like just farting on people, I feel like maybe back in '98, you know, like you couldn't. If you punched somebody back then, you were done.
Yeah. Any physical contact, you're out.
Now they encourage it. They want you to fight, basically. They want you to kick someone's ass. But back then, I feel like, I don't know, maybe, but he doesn't look like a fighter.
No.
So I want to say he probably like took a dump in someone's shoe or something.
Something unsanitary that maybe caused like a health scare.
Yeah, definitely. Like he took a crap in somebody's shoe or like in someone's bed and thought it was funny.
Something really antisocial that really had the house vote him out.
Like nasty as hell.
That's true. He's not a fighter in my opinion. He's no sexual assaulter. He didn't grope anybody. Yeah.
But at some
I agree
point,
completely.
he says that, he breaks up with Taylor Vaughan and he says, oh, did you think I would go to the Road Rules All-Stars?
Yeah.
Like with still dating you? Oh, that's so cute. How would this guy do on the challenge? Like, you think he could make it?
The challenge, which is arguably better than the real world, is basically...
No, it's definitely better.
It's the real world people that play in these stupid games. Like, they're physical challenges, and it's a whole separate show. It's like a spinoff. This guy would not last 2 rounds maximum on the challenge. He's got skinny arms, all right?
He's weak.
Yeah, he doesn't look like he's in shape. He's skinny, but he's not in shape skinny, right?
Yeah. I think Preston could kick his ass.
Yeah, Johnny Bananas would be all over this guy. The mind games, Wes would kill him. CT, he would say something wrong to CT, and CT would just cave his face in.
He would club punch him.
Yeah, so this guy is not long for this world. It's a good thing he started before those guys got up and coming.
Great touch in this movie, though, I think.
Yeah, it was a great little subplot, the whole real world aspect.
It's one of the best subplots, I think, of the movies that we've watched so far.
Yeah.
But anyway, the meat of the show is about the courtship.
You ever think about contacts?
I have them, I just never wear them. I don't know, the idea of touching my eye is...
Because your eyes are really beautiful.
This courtship is basically Freddie Prinze Jr. trying to get this girl to believe that he likes her.
Yeah.
And in the beginning of the movie, he's totally not into her. He just is trying to win this bet.
Yeah.
And as the movie goes on, we start to see that he starts to fall for her.
Oh, yeah.
I liked her from the first second I saw her because I thought she was gorgeous and she seemed like a nice person.
She's adorable.
Yeah. And she seemed like a smart person. Like she was into world issues, She was like a smart person.
She has a brain.
Yeah. Like not just a complete idiot like Taylor Vaughan.
Yeah.
But anyway,
so
we've got a list of these epic ways that he tries to get in touch with her.
Well, let's go over this quickly. Stop me if you have something.
Okay.
So these are the steps in which he took to win her heart.
Now, are we going through and saying like would he win your heart?
Right.
I'll tell you whether he would win my heart.
Yes. All right. Let's do that.
You give me what he does, and I'll tell you whether he would win my heart.
He tried to ask her out in the quad. This is first contact.
It's not doing it.
He was really awkward.
It's too direct.
He was very cocky.
That's not going to do it for me. It's too direct.
It's a 0. She blows him off immediately too. So she agreed with you.
Yeah.
All right. Secondly, he went to her job at like the taco shack, some kind of taco.
Oh, she was at a falafel place.
That's a falafel place, and he asked her out again. And he's again very awkward, but a little more charming. Turn on the charm a little bit.
No, look, if a guy's going to come to my my place of work, and ask me out, he took the effort to come see me at my place of work.
He had to find out where you worked, so he tries trying.
Now, if he's asking me out at work, I'm thinking that he's going a little bit further. He took the time to ask my friends, maybe where I work, to ask me out.
She doesn't have friends. It's Lady Boggs. Anyway,
I think that it shows more effort. I don't think I would accept it.
All right, how many out of 10 hearts, 1 to 10, giving your heart away? How many hearts does that?
I'm gonna say like 4.5.
4.5 hearts.
It's almost there.
But so she accepts the date, but it's on her terms. She sends him to something that's very out of his comfort zone. They go to, what was it, like a poetry?
It was like a beatnik club, sort of, like kind of like a poetry place.
Beatnik club is a very good way to put it.
It was like a very avant-garde, awkward art place where they're doing like performance art.
Yeah. So she's in this performance art thing, which is very awkward and it's kind of terrible, but the beatniks love it. They're snapping.
They were doing.
Yeah, they're snapping. All right. So then, to kind of like prove himself, she tried to get him out of his comfort zone. She sent him on stage, saying, "There's a new guy here, first timer. He's getting on stage. He's gonna do a show for us. He's gonna do a little impromptu show for us." She sends him up on stage, and he does this little hacky sack demonstration, which shows a window into his soul about how he's getting pressure from his dad and his future and all that.
Yeah,
he's doing some really smooth hacky sack skills.
Don't drop it.
But first of all, did they show his face? Was it him?
I don't think it was.
I think they just panned to his feet.
I think they had a hacky stunt man.
Couldn't be
the
him.
hacky guy.
Yeah. So what would you do if you went on stage?
Well, first off, I'm going to tell you that I think that might have won my heart because he went well out of his comfort zone to impress me by going up on the stage.
He was very good at it, too.
I would have completely frozen, okay?
Yeah.
Like, did he just have the hacky sack on him? Does he carry it? I guess 90s people, you just have a hacky sack in your pocket.
They showed him at the very beginning of the movie just like having one around.
So it was the payoff.
So they kind of like set it up a little bit that he has this thing. Right.
I mean, I guess if you're in 98 and you're in high school, you got a hacky sack on you at all times, just in case you need to play. You're waiting in line somewhere, you got to play hacky sack.
So rate Freddie's performance. We'll go on the hipster scale. From your favorite vinyl album to, say, wearing beanies in the summertime. On that scale, where along that scale does it fall?
I'm going beanies in the summertime.
So we're going to 10.
Beanies in the summertime. Right. That's like extreme right there.
Oh, man.
But anyway.
So how many hearts you giving him for his performance?
I'm giving him like 8.
So she's very intrigued.
At this point, you could see it on her face. She's really into him because, and I think actually at this point, that's where he turns the corner and he starts to like her because he starts to see, hey, she's a pretty nice girl. Yeah, she was weird, Lainey Boggs, but she's actually pretty nice. She's beautiful. She's got something to offer. He loved her art performance, even though he was totally weirded out while he was wearing his white sweater polo.
That's a 90s shirt.
It was such an awkward 90s shirt. Do you think he got that from Structure?
He got it from Structure
at the mall
before it turned into Express.
Structure? Did he get that from Structure? That's where I think you buy that shirt. You get that at the mall at Structure. Yeah. But I think that's where she turned the corner and she started to like him.
Yeah. All right, let's go over these a little more quickly. Next, he took her to the beach with his friends.
Nah, that's not going to do it for me.
Yeah, that's the way.
I like going to the beach, but it wasn't romantic.
So you don't want to meet her? You don't want to meet his friends?
No, I don't care about his friends.
His friends, yeah, they're kind of dicks.
His friends suck anyway.
Kind of dicks anyway. All right. So after that, he invited her to a party at his friend's house. Yeah. She declined. Says, "I got to clean my house. House is dirty." Yeah. He's like, "Oh, that sucks." Cut to him going to her house the same night with the JV squad. They're going to clean her house for her. And he's going to go, and his sister is going to give her a makeover to come to this party.
You know what that is? That's a Zach Morris move right there.
It is a Zach Morris move.
And I'm going to say that that's like a 9 right there for me.
I would go the opposite way. I think it's very presumptuous of him.
Well, that's true.
What do you mean I need a makeover?
No, the makeover. No, I'm saying the soccer thing is nice. I'm doing that. The makeover, no way.
But they're all combined.
That's, okay, well, half and half. Okay, I'm going to dial it down to like a 2.
All right. So he comes with his little sister, Anna Paquin.
Yeah, Rogue from the X-Men movies.
Rogue, yes.
Another 90s
So they bring her a dress. She cuts her hair, which is very trusting of this girl. Gives her the contact lenses. Your eyes look great.
Listen, you need an eye doctor's appointment to get contact lenses, okay? I'm a contact lens wearer, and you can't just get contacts.
That's not something you could just do.
You need to schedule an contact fitting appointment for that.
It took me an hour to get my first pair in. It was very frustrating.
She's not going to pop those in. She never wears them. She should have left the glasses. They look great. Yeah.
So he took her to the party that she didn't really want to go to, but he took her anyway. Worried disaster might happen, and guess what? Disaster happens.
It definitely did.
Yeah.
You know, the one girl told her, "How do you feel? I'm a rich girl, and you're cleaning up my puke." That girl sucks.
Some of the mean people were being really mean to her.
And she said, "That's why I avoid people like you." That would have taken whatever feelings I had for this dude and made it like a negative 50 because it's like, I should have known better. As she's a smart person, she should have definitely known better than this was totally a bet.
So 0 hearts.
0
hearts.
Negative
she gets
5.
Embarrassed. Blah, 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 blah. Cut to the next day. They're in the cafeteria. Lady's little brother, Kieran Culkin, with the hearing aids, for no reason, is getting bullied by these punk kids. They're like, what are they? What would you call them? What
scumbag, like punks?
Yeah, the stoner kids, if you will.
Stoner
maybe.
punks.
Yeah.
The guy with the blue tuft of hair.
Yeah, and Shermanator's one of them, for American Pie fame. So they push around this kid, tough talk, kid has a pizza. They take the pubes out of their hair.
I'm gagging thinking about this,
long pubes. No
That's
manscaping.
Disgusting.
Yeah, put it on the pizza and try to get the kid to eat it.
That was one of the grossest scenes I've seen in a lot of movies, and it wasn't gory, it wasn't anything. It's just the idea of that is the nastiest thing ever.
So while Lady's sitting there in the cafeteria, Freddie Prinze comes in and saves the day, sticks up for the kid, tells the bullies to basically go to hell, stop what you're doing, or I'll kick your ass, and eat the pubes. Makes them eat the pizza with the pubes on them, and without question, they do it. Would they do it?
No, absolutely
not.
That
makes no sense.
Listen, that kid looked tough. He looked like he would be able to hold his own because he probably does some bullying. He probably gives some swirlies.
Yeah.
He's a swirly giver. You know, he's not going to give a crap what Freddie Prinze Jr. is saying. He's a preppy jock.
Freddie Prinze is a preppy jock. He's not going to do what he says. They would fight him. And maybe Freddie Prinze wins that fight, maybe not. But they would definitely fight him.
The Shermanator's not going to beat anybody with his Jinko pipe jeans on, okay? He's going to trip the second he tries to run at him.
He did have the big Jinkos.
He had, 50-inch cuffs on those things. They were like parachutes. But anyway, that other guy could fight him, though.
Yeah.
And I think Freddie Prinze Jr. was, who the hell is he to do that? I'm glad he did, because he's stopping bullying. Yeah. And that's a good thing.
All right, so let's
It's like a PSA.
let's quickly go through this now.
All right.
So later on, he goes and meets her. They have a heart-to-heart. He was going to ask her to prom, but he kind of froze up. And that's sure she's at a 0 in your hearts right now from the previous thing.
Yeah.
Any progress here? They have the heart-to-heart. They
No.
go to kiss, but he pulls back last second because he's feeling guilty.
No,
This is-
no way.
It's getting cold.
It's getting colder.
Getting cold.
Even though she looked like she was into him, but
Yep.
he felt guilty. No way.
Yep. Asshole Dean over here, Paul Walker, swoops in, asks her to prom, rats out Freddie on the whole bet thing to her, and all of a sudden she's really pissed at him. So
Yeah.
it's like it's over at this
But
point.
she definitely, this is where the movie loses me because I feel like as a smart person, she
Yeah.
would have seen through Dean immediately.
Clearly Dean's in it for one thing.
No way.
Yeah.
He's definitely in it for trying to get with her. I think she's a lot smarter than that, so whatever.
So night of the prom, Lady goes with Dean.
Huge mistake.
Freddie, Zach, goes with his little sister, which how do you feel about that move?
That's where he redeems me.
Yeah.
Because, any man that can take his younger sister to
She's
the
like
prom,
13,
it's like a nice
14
thing.
years old. He's a sweetheart.
It's a nice thing. That's
Yeah.
where, he starts to win my heart a little more.
Yeah. So they go to the prom. Prom queen, by the way, Lady ends up losing to Taylor. Taylor wins prom queen. So really, Dean wins the bet, if you will. And then when Lady loses, Dean asks her, "Do you want to get out of here?" And then they get out of here. Now,
Listen, she would have never done that.
so what happened? What do you think is expected when the guy asks you,
A scumbag
"Do you
like
want to
that,
get
too.
out of here?"
Like, that's the thing. A scumbag like that,
Yeah.
who's saying, "Hey, do you want to get out of here?" She knows what he's after.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? Or what did she know through this point where she basically blows his eardrums out with this? It's
Yeah.
like a mace thing, but it's just for
she has
sound.
like an air horn, like a bullhorn.
Yeah.
So we cut to Lady goes back to her house, meets Freddie there. Freddie's waiting there for her. Freddie asks, "What's up? I thought you went to the hotel with Dean." And she basically, "Oh, by the way, he tried to sexually assault me." Like she glosses over it. Yeah.
I think they should have shown that
Yeah.
because I feel not that it happening, but I feel
Right.
like they should have shown him getting his eardrums blown out.
Show her basically kick his ass.
Because
right?
she's a strong character and like in terms of she's believes herself.
She seems very much able to defend herself.
Yeah,
right?
and I think
she's
that they
she's a
should've
very
shown
tough
that.
girl, and she's high character.
That was attractive, I
Yeah.
feel, because she can take care of herself and she's standing up for herself.
So in the end, they kiss in the yard.
Pool man turns the lights on. Dr. Pool,
Yeah, the pool looks great.
PhD.
They live happily ever after. Blah 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 blah.
Dr. Pool earned that PhD, by the way. That was one of the
Pretty
nicest looking pools.
Yeah. So I have a couple of lingering questions
Okay.
before we wrap this
Okay.
up here. How long did this relationship last after the credits roll?
When he went to Dartmouth or wherever the hell he went,
yeah,
which is probably one of your other questions, I'm sure.
that's fine.
Where he went to college, she
Okay.
went to a different college, art school or whatever. They
Yeah.
definitely broke up.
They
There's
broke
no
up
way it's
after
lasting.
summer vacation.
I'm sorry.
Right?
And he
It's
went.
over, right?
He went to go play with the Chatham A's summer catch, and he fell in
He
love
ran
with
into
Jessica Biel.
She's hotter.
He fell in love with Jessica Biel, and you know what? He went back to his old ways. He fell in love with her, and he never thought about Laney Boggs again. He went to go play baseball.
I think it's great. I think all this was for nothing. It's all for a summer fling. It's like Grease, you know?
yeah. I think he went to play baseball.
Summer
after
dreams
this.
ripped at the seams.
Yeah.
But those summer nights. And like you said, yeah, he went to Dartmouth. I agree. You gotta please Dad.
He went to Dartmouth and started playing baseball up there, and then he
Yeah.
started playing, feeder league,
Yep.
summer league,
And he got drafted
falls
by the
in love.
Phillies.
Yeah, and then he plays for the Phillies, and he plays
Yeah.
there.
For this obscure reference, it's Summer Catch. Please watch that movie. It's the best. It's his best
We
performance.
should do that one at some point.
It's Freddie Prinze's best performance.
He's better than Cole
Yeah.
Ortiz.
And just to knock, we have to say this, just to knock it out. Would Lady ever agree to this in the first place?
Absolutely
Would she
not.
allow herself to be courted by Freddie Prinze's character here?
No, because realistically, she is a smart character, and she would have seen right through it from the beginning. I know he's a class president, he's a nice guy and everything, but it's
Yeah.
just not. It's not gonna work.
It's not in her character, it seems, to give this guy the time of day, right?
Absolutely.
She's very set in her ways. 6 weeks, she wouldn't have been wooed like this in 6 weeks.
Yeah. But I want to get to my favorite part of our episode. We normally recast things, okay?
Yes.
What do we decided to do something different, and we
Yes.
might pull this out of our bag of tricks going forward.
Yeah, this could be a thing for the
But
future.
what I want to do and what we've done
Yes.
is I want to she's all that.
Yes.
This she's all that.
We're going to she's all at this movie.
I want to turn this movie into an Oscar-winning movie, okay? How can we change this into an Oscar-winning story? I'm talking about 1998 Oscars.
Yeah.
You're presenting the award to all these people. How do we turn this in? We turn this into it. Tell me about it.
I mean, M. Night Shyamalan is going to write this movie. Right? he did not write an Oscar movie, and we can agree on that.
No.
But so what Drew and I were doing, we were emailing back and forth a little bit before we watched this, but like while watching this movie, to try to come up with a way to turn this movie into an Oscar winner, right? So we turned this to an Oscar winner by tweaking the story a little bit and doing a little recast and see what we can do. So should I run
through the synopsis?
Should I run through the synopsis? This is less of a synopsis and more of this is what happens in this movie.
Yeah.
These are the steps that this movie needed to take, the changes that are needed to be made to turn this into an Oscar candidate in 2015.
This is a lock to win the Oscar in 1998.
You're going to be on the edge of your seat. You're going to be crying. You're going to be laughing.
This is it.
Yeah. So, Lady Boggs is living alone with her brother and raising him because the absentee father is literally absent. We're talking he's an alcoholic pool man that drowned on the job. But the pool business was a front because he's actually a mid-level drug dealer.
Breaking Bad.
Yeah. And it's the family business. Lady's in on it. The brother's in on it. The mother was in on it. And this is Lady's ticket out of the drug business now that her father died, which is kind of sad, but also she kind of secretly wanted it. Art was her outlet. She was told by her father to be a social outcast, a social misfit, as to not draw attention to herself. So that's why she was, glasses, all that.
Awkward,
even though glasses isn't a thing.
She didn't know how to act.
Yeah. Anyway, so the jerk Dean, played by Paul Walker previously, is an undercover cop posing as a high school student. He joins a soccer team and befriends all the popular kids, right? His best friend and popular kid, Zach, just loses his girlfriend, and then they make the same bet as in before. Can we make an unpopular kid popular? It was Dean's idea. He knows about Lady Boggs, the Boggs family's drug business, but he needs more. He needs proof. He needs intel, right? So he chooses Lady as the target for this bet.
Genius,
right? It's all his idea. He's cooking it up. Chooses Lady because his best friend is going to be going out with her. He's going to try to get intel on this family business, right?
Yeah.
Long story short, in an attempt to win the bet, Zach finds out about her dark past. He knows that she's been trying to get out of the business, and he tries to help her because she's kind of a victim in this whole thing. It's very sad. Without tipping off Dean, who after a while, Zach discovers that Dean is the undercover cop, and in a tragic ending, because somebody's got to die, right?
You got to die in an Oscar. There's got to be a death in an Oscar movie.
Main character Lady dies.
Oh my God!
Fatal shootout.
Tragic.
Yeah, ultimately paying for her father's sins. Zach lobbies his family to take in her young, deaf, and now orphan brother to make up for the love that she and Lady once shared. After all their cards are out of the table, Zach confronts Dean. Dean, in true Dean asshole fashion, says, "Sorry about your girlfriend, but at least you won the bet. She's all over the news.
My God.
You win." Zach punches Dean in anger.
Popular.
Yeah, Zach punches Dean in anger. Dean arrests him on the spot, pins the case on him, calling him an accomplice to the Boggs family drug business. That's total Dean character for you right there. And that, my friends, is how you turn a high school romp into an Oscar-worthy picture.
I want to thank you for writing the words "pays for her father's sins" or whatever you wrote, because I think that was something that would absolutely be in a synopsis.
So what do we have as far as Oscar-type situations? Like, what are they looking for, right? They're looking for strong female lead who goes above and beyond. Family crisis.
Right.
We're looking for...
death.
The drug business.
Gritty.
The brother is deaf, so pulled at the heartstrings.
Yeah. Tough life.
Right. And best friend betrayal.
Absolutely.
Right. This covers all of that.
This is tough, not tough like I got into Dartmouth, Yale, and Harvard.
Right.
This is tough like my dad died and was a drug dealer. Let's talk about the casting, okay? Because I put together some names here. We put together some names.
This can't be an Oscar movie without the correct
We've
actors.
got to get some Oscar-winning actors, Oscar-worthy actors, okay? We're not having Paul Walker in this. No offense, R.I.P., love him.
Yeah.
Okay, so Lainey, okay?
Yes.
There's only one person we can cast
America's
in this.
Sweetheart.
Jennifer Lawrence.
She could pull this dual role off.
She's already done some Oscar-worthy acting, okay,
Yes.
in multiple movies. She's pulling this off,
won
okay?
already, so.
The deaf brother. Everybody in this movie seems to be a little bit older.
Yes.
In these types of movies, like we said it in the beginning.
So J-Law can pull off high school,
Yeah.
but that's kind of where it stops.
She looks high school, okay?
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, the deaf brother, I'm putting Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt, he's like 35 years old.
Yeah. It's okay. He's old. Like, I know that they're old,
Yeah.
but like, we need Oscar-worthy.
We're trying to make this an Oscar.
Okay, so The best friend.
The best
okay?
friend,
I'm
yeah.
talking about the guy who looks like Fulton Reed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to get a larger guy, okay? You got to
Right.
look a little bit, he's got to look, a little bit larger. He's got to
Large,
be
blonde,
friendly.
awkward
Okay.
looking.
I'm going top level, okay?
Okay.
I'm pulling out all the stops.
All right.
I'm going Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Oh,
Because he's got to be the best friend. I don't care how old he is.
I got a pull violation on it. He's dead.
It doesn't matter. This is 98. We're writing this in 1998. Philip Seymour Hoffman, dial him up, best friend. And
He's
now-
older than all of them.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how old you are.
All right.
Okay. Clearly, if Breckin Meyer can play a college kid, we can have Philip Seymour Hoffman playing the best friend in high school.
If he
okay?
says no and turns down the role of Lifetime, we got Jack Black.
Yeah, we get Jack
So,
Black on the
all right.
back. So Zach Seiler, okay?
Yeah.
I'm pulling out all the stops, okay?
All right.
There's a man that deserves an Oscar, and this is an Oscar-worthy script.
All right.
He's yet to win the Oscar. He certainly deserves it.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm going Leonardo DiCaprio.
Leo!
And I'm talking about right now, not
didn't go
even
Leo.
98. Not even 98. This is like 40-year-old Leo DiCaprio.
Can he pull off 18?
Absolutely. It's like in Batman Begins
Yeah.
when they swoop Bale's hair down in front of his face to make him look like 10 years
all you
younger.
gotta do. You gotta
just
pull the
gotta
hair
give him
down.
you give him a young guy's haircut, okay?
This sounds ridiculous, but is it any more ridiculous than Paul Walker
No.
and Freddie Prinze
I'm
Jr.
telling
acting
you.
as high schoolers, really?
You want this movie to win an Oscar,
Yeah.
you got to pull out all the stops.
Leo
here.
is so good, he could play 18.
We're putting Leo in there.
All right. I'm with you 100%.
Speaking of swooping the hair down in front of
Yeah.
his face, you want a guy that can play an undercover cop, okay? A mean guy.
Some grit.
A gritty guy. I'm giving you Christian Bale as Dean. Christian Bale.
He's got all the panache you would need. Is that even the right word?
He's probably like 42. I don't care. Put him in high school, swoop his hair down, give him some let him go.
Give him an earring.
Yeah. Send him to the Gap.
Give him a hemp necklace.
Give him an earring. Give him one of those hemp sweaters.
give him a hemp necklace.
or the
Yeah.
hemp hoodie.
Right.
Give him some pipe jeans.
Throw him a hacky sack.
Or he's a prep. Put a Letterman's jacket on him, and he's a high school student. Okay, I don't care how old he looks. And if you really want to go all out, you want
Yeah.
someone that's going to fully commit to the role of
Yes.
a lifetime. I'm talking undercover cop that's going to bust this thing wide open. I'm going Daniel Day-Lewis.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Like
If he's in your movie, it's an Oscar.
he wins an Oscar in every single role. He only does Oscar movies. I'm putting him in this movie.
Is he like 47 years old?
I don't care. He could be
46?
67 for all I care. We could put Jack Nicholson in
He's
this
so
movie.
good, he could play 18.
He could be the cop, but I still my first choice is Christian Bale.
Yeah.
But if he's not going to do it, we're pulling out.
But
we're pulling
remember,
out
it
Daniel
doesn't have to
Day-Lewis.
be as believable, the Dean character, because the Dean character has to
He's
be
the
30
cop.
playing 20. So if you're 45 playing 30, playing 18,
As long as he
you're
doesn't
good.
have a beard,
Yeah.
and even high school people have a beard, but you got to give him clean shaven. I'm telling you, give him a Letterman's jacket, give the hemp necklace, like you said, seashell necklace, California, bleach his hair a little bit.
it's like the joke in 21 Jump Street where the teacher was like yelling at Channing Tatum
'cause he looks like
and
he's
you're
30.
at least 30. There's no way.
We're going all out on
Yeah.
this, okay?
Right.
Now, Taylor Vaughan, whatever, we need to give somebody, besides Katherine Heigl, because she's not good enough.
Yeah, she's not good enough for
Somebody
an
that
Oscar.
kind of has bitch face, Jessica Chastain. That's my vote for it. Natalie Portman could be in it, but I think she's too
Natalie
nice.
Portman looks younger at least, right?
But she's too kind. So this movie, dial it up in the 98 Oscars, okay? Whatever Oscars anyway. This movie's going to win all the awards. Okay, I'm
Yes.
going to rattle them all down. We've got Best Director, Ben Affleck. He's going to direct
Ben
this
Affleck's
thing.
directed this
He's
movie.
going to win this. He's going to get his Oscar for that.
Yeah.
We're going to go Best Picture, Adapted Screenplay, Aaron Sorkin.
We got Sorkin on board.
Leo's finally going to win his Best Actor as Zach Seiler. You're going to get Christian Bale as Detective Dean Sampson, winning Best Supporting
gotta
Actor.
win Best Supporting Actor.
We've got Jennifer Lawrence. She's going to lose Best Actress for her amazing performance in 10 Things I Hate About You reboot to Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep in the reboot of 10 Things I Hate
She's
About
going to
You.
be the lead
is
role.
only
Julia
person
Stiles.
to knock out.
Meryl Streep doesn't again. It doesn't matter how old you are. You're playing these roles. She's
If they're
the best
that good,
actress,
they can play young. That's all I'm saying.
It's going to win Best Cinematography.
It's clearly.
Anyway, now that we got to wrap this up, we just got to talk about emails. Did we get any emails this week? We did, right?
We got a couple emails. One in particular that we were very fond of from our friend Jeremy. He wrote in about Little Giants, and I quote: "With the icebox flip-flopping between football and cheerleading, do you think she eventually ends up as a star in the lingerie football league?"
I think that's a good observation.
That's a great question. That's a great question.
I think she does.
I think the answer is no, because there are no stars from the lingerie football league.
Yeah, because they don't they play once a year. I
Yeah.
guess I don't know.
They don't. Do those girls have faces?
I don't,
Oh, just kidding, ladies.
that's terrible. That's terrible.
On that note,
Anyway, if you like the
totally
show,
kidding, ladies.
We're looking for your feedback. Write in. Let us know what movies you guys want us to see. We got a lot of great suggestions so far. We're going to try to do a better job of publishing them on the website, on the Twitter, on the Facebooks, right before we get to watch them. We'll give you some time to catch up on them. We've been trying to pick some things that are on Netflix, ways that you can watch them without having to pay for them if you haven't seen them in a while. But if you have any suggestions, visit us on our website, thelastrowpodcast.com. Write to us on Twitter at TheLastRowPod. We're at TheLastRowPodcast@gmail.com. Hit us up on Facebook. We're also on Google+. Leave us a comment on the SoundCloud player if you're looking to it. On that note, we'll see you next week.
Kiss me under ring.